What's up, you guys? I'm going to share my computer screen in a minute like I usually do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you very, very much. If you're new, hit the bell and subscribe so you don't miss videos like this in the future that are beneficial. Voyager. Voyager's redenomination foundation, meaning their support for BTT, BitTorrent. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into some crypto news, and I'm going to share with you why you never have to worry again with crypto and redenominations and surprises if you take two things into account. Let's go. All right, so look, in a minute, I'm going to share my screen with you like I usually do, but first I want to just continue the conversation a little bit more. You never have to be freaked out over redenominations because most exchanges, any exchange that's reputable, is not there to rip you off. They're not there to tell you there's a redenomination happening, it's too bad you've lost all your money. What they're going to do, like Binance and Voyager, which I'm going to talk about in a minute and show you what their stance is on my screen as I share it like I usually do, they're going to give you a window of time so you could swap out. So I don't want you to spend your time freaking out when redenominations happen. It's not a freak out time. Usually these things happen when you're dealing with highly speculative coins. And the truth of the matter is, 99% of those highly speculative coins are going to be a complete waste of your time. In my opinion, BitTorrent is not one of them. It's one of the few that I think has tremendous value. It's probably the most underpriced token, arguably, on the entire cryptosphere. Out of every single project out there, it's probably the most undervalued. And not to compare the two, but I'll tell you this, I don't know if you remember, but back in 2017, 2016 or so, my timeline may be slightly off, but it won't be far off. Cardano, that's been pumped up to $1.50 and more, was trading for almost next to nothing, right? Next to nothing. And then people that bought it had the surprise of a lifetime. And in my opinion, that's going to go to $3 by the end of the year. I'm talking about Cardano. And it's not investment advice. However, and I have to say that, I do believe that BitTorrent redenomination and all, because of the way that they're doing things with NFTs, the file swapping that's available, some unique coin burning that's going to take place, which is based on how NFTs are created and traded, I think is going to be the next big thing. Basically putting a twist on how NFTs are handled is going to help in the burning of the coins, which is going to be one of the catalysts, not the only one of the catalysts that are going to take BitTorrent to a place that's going to make you very, very happy that you've been hodling for this very long time. And for some of you, it's been years. For some of you, it's been 3 months. But listen, when you're impatient and you want things to happen, and I understand, you have to remember something. You can't go swimming without getting wet, and your perception, your mindset is going to determine where you end up in the end. So you got to be able to hold on, and I'm going to share my screen now, and we'll see what Voyager has to say about their support of the redenomination. And by the way, lastly, Microsoft's making a very, very big purchase. You know what I mean? In the gaming industry, don't be surprised if some biggie doesn't want to snap up BitTorrent because of the technology. Anyway, let's go back to my screen. Let's talk about Voyager. So let's see what Voyager has to say for themselves. BTT token swap, support for the BitTorrent BTT token migration. A lot of you may have already heard about this. Some of you maybe haven't. So let's see. Voyager supports the BitTorrent token BTT redenomination and migration for this month. Following the token migration, by the way, we'll get into some news soon. So, BTT will maintain its current market cap and increase its total supply to approximately 990 trillion while bringing more functionality to the chain and the platform. While the redenomination will increase BTT supply, the project intends to perform the swap while keeping the asset's market cap the same. A lot of you have been very, very worried about this. I'm going to read it again. While the redenomination will increase BTT supply, the project intends to perform the swap while keeping the asset's market cap the same. Please note that the crypto market is subject to risk and volatility, and prices may vary. What Voyager's, they have to say that, what Voyager's BTT token holders need to know, if you hold BitTorrent's token, BTT on Voyager, we will automatically migrate your tokens for you, and you don't need to take any further action. Most exchanges are going to do that if they're doing it right. Below are the details you need to know and expect during the token migration process. Token migration details. On Sunday, January 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern, Voyager will pause trading of BTT and the token price will remain static on Voyager. All pending BTT orders will be canceled at this time. This BTT trading pause will continue while Voyager monitors the token migration and network stability and works with our liquidity providers to turn trading back on as soon as feasible. We will aim to re-enable trading of BTT as soon as feasible, but no earlier than Friday, January 21st, 2022 rather, not 2020. What do they mean by all that? They just mean that they need to have it running smoothly so people don't go wild. That's all they mean. It doesn't mean it's not going to run smoothly. It just means it's uncharted waters, and while the transition's happening, those are basically the rules for how it's going to play out with them. Voyager will notify our token holders and community when the migration is complete and trading is re-enabled on Voyager. BTT held on Voyager will be redenominated at a ratio of 1,000 to 1 as part of the swap and migration. For example, if you now hold 10,000 BTT in the app, you'll have 10 million tokens reflected in your portfolio after the token migration. The price of the redenomination token will be adjusted to account for the expanded total supply, and pricing will remain static on Voyager until trading is re-enabled. Because Voyager does not own or control the underlying software protocols that govern BTT's operations, token holders should be aware that Voyager cannot guarantee when the BTT migration will be complete or when trading will be re-enabled, and the process may be subject to delay. Voyager accordingly reserves the right to revise these plans regarding BTT. So some of you will read this and freak out and some of you won't. Legally, they have to say this. They don't want to get sued, and it's a normal course of action for a disclaimer like that to be put out there. In short, I believe they'll do a fine job. In my opinion, I don't think anybody's going to have any long-term issues or things that they really need to worry about with this process. So let's get on to some news. EU securities regulator calls for proof of work crypto mining ban. We got a survey that shows 67% of Canadians want to get paid in crypto by 2027. It's pretty interesting if that's accurate. Bitcoin will emerge stronger after stocks dip 10 to 20%, says the Bloomberg analyst. 43% of Bitcoin trading volume during U.S. market hours, says Arcane Research. Let's see that again. 43% of Bitcoin trading volume during U.S. market hours. Oh, 43% of the Bitcoin volume. Okay, I see. So almost 50% is Uncle Sam territory is what they're trying to say. All right, what else do we got here today? Crypto.com breach may be worth up to 33 milli, suggests on-chain analyst. You know, it's one of my big pet peeves. The blockchain is supposed to be secure, and because everything is in one way or another, even if the project itself isn't specifically diving deep into the blockchain in and outs, better security has to be the norm. Kind of like when the internet first started out, and then you had your Norton and your McAfee's pop up. Well, blockchain needs something to happen so that these companies do not keep having these snafus, breaches, whatever you want to call them. Let's see what else we got here. Anything interesting? Second Advisory Committee calls agency to open for public comment on crypto regulation. Showtime NFT tickets take the stage in 2022, connecting artists and fans. That's definitely going to be very interesting. It's going to transform, I believe, the entertainment industry, especially music. Price analysis. We got Thorchain. What else is going on here? We got Bored Ape Yacht Club is a huge mainstream hit, but is Wall Street ready? They'll be ready. If the money's there, they'll certainly be ready. We got a 16Z Google lead, 20 million investment in Africa Web3 game publishing. We got some smart contracts that can redefine business, but this doesn't imply wide openness. Well, That's the thing. We're still in the wide openness of it all, so I don't even know how they wrote that, because the truth be told, it is the wild, wild west still where cryptocurrencies are concerned as usual. I hope this finds you healthy, happy, and I will see you on the next video.